Let's do something a little different. Typically, we go right to the study of the guidelines, but I think the best way to instruct on external causes of morbidity is to begin with learning how to look up the codes. All right, so before we get to that, let's define what an external causes of morbidity code is. External causes codes are not diagnoses. These are outside factors or external causes of that illness, injury, disease. All right? External causes codes answer the what. What was the patient doing at the time of the accident, illness, or disease? Where? Where was the patient doing it? And how? How did it happen? So how did that illness, injury, or disease occur? And the great thing is, external causes of morbidity codes has its own index. Yes, it's got its own index, and we're going to take a peek on the next slide on where to locate it. You pretty much look up the key terms in the external causes index and then locate your code. And the key terms are accident, activity, burn, contact, fall, and place of occurrence. These are the most common key terms. These are the most common. They're not the only, but the most common. So this is a great place to start. And let's go ahead and do an exercise. All right, so we're going to start looking up external causes codes just so you know where it's located. It is after the index, the alphabetic index, after neoplasms table. This is the neoplasms table. If you go after it, you'll find the table of drugs and chemicals. Here's your table of drugs and chemicals. And after the table of drugs and chemicals, voila, you've got your external causes of illness, external causes of morbidity codes. And look right here. See, I don't know if you can see my cursor. I hope you can. It says external causes index. Okay, so we're here. Okay, so the first keyword. Hopefully you remember. If not, you can just go back to the previous slide. The first keyword is accident. You pretty much look up the key term accident, and let's say it's a bus accident. We're going to scroll down to bus, and it tells us to see accident, transport, bus, occupant. All right, so I got to go to accident, transport. I'm an accident. Now let's look for a transport. Here you go. Transport. And it says bus. Let's just follow the path that it tells us. Bus. Here it is. Bus. And then if it just depends on what your circumstance is. If your documentation is very specific, you can be specific. If this was an accident and the occupant was injured, you would code it as V79.9. If that bus was in a collision with an animal in traffic, V70.9. If the animal was being ridden, you could keep going on and on. I think you get the point, or I hope so. Okay, the next keyword is activity. All right, so here you are, activity. And my favorite sport to play is racquetball. And in fact, I have broken my nose twice playing racquetball. So I'm sure when I wound up in the ED, they coded me Y93.73. So you just look up the main term activity and then locate the activity, and in my case, racquetball. And also keep in mind that on the page, on the tip of the page, the tab of the page, you actually have your keywords. So activity is here. So you know you're in the right section. Next, burn. Burn is the next keyword. And here you go, burn. And let's say you were burned at a bonfire. So you go burn and you scroll down, you'll find your bonfire. It's kind of specific too. It'll say, was it controlled or uncontrolled? And again, on your tab, you'll see the key term. And in our case, burn. The next keyword is contact. And you just look up the contact, the term contact, and what was the person in contact with. Let's say that you were in contact with a deer. Let's just look contact with, and the next term needs to be deer. See, with is out, and then inside it should say deer. So we're going to keep going until we find the deer. Okay, and it tells you see contact with hoof stock. So you can't find the deer here. It's a hoof stock. Make sure you just follow the instructions. So for our case, let's look up dog. All right, so if you were in contact with a dog, then you would use V58.7. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be in contact with animals all the time. You could be in contact with objects, such as a drill, a power drill. Yeah, if you were cut by a power drill, you would definitely just come down and select the drill code, W29.8. And again, let's take a peek on our tab, see contact. Next, the next keyword shall be fall. Yes, so this is pretty typical. You know, it's nothing difficult to with this because it's more common. So fall down the stairs, W10.9. So fall is your main term, down, and then you only have a few selections. So definitely take a peek and see what is available under fall. But just to know, on your tab, you'll find the word fall. And our final key term is place of occurrence. This is where this injury occurred. And yes, it is under, in alphabetical order, place of occurrence. And let's say that it happened at the house. Oh yeah, look at your tab, place of occurrence. And let's say your injury happened at the house. So place of occurrence, let's find house. And here we go. Oh, it's right here. Place of occurrence, house. See also place of occurrence, residence. And fortunate for us, it's just right here, residence. And it's Y92.009. Let's say that the documentation was very specific and said that the place in the house of occurrence, in the house, they named the room and say it happened in the bedroom. All right, we're not going to go to the apartment. We're not sure unless they tell us it's an apartment bedroom. If they said that they live in a single family home, and you just go house and where's the bedroom? Here's the bedroom right here. Okay, Y92.013. So most documentation isn't that specific. It doesn't say People don't say, I live in a single family home. But if you have a garage there, you can make some kind of assumptions, but we don't assume, do we, coders? No, we don't. Also, take note, we have place of occurrence on the tab to ensure that we're in the right location when selecting our term. Okay, and as always, after you look it up in the index, just go ahead and verify it in the tabular list. I don't think I need to show you that. All right, coders, let's move on.